Welcome back to Discover U Radio's Discussions. I am Robert Simmons, and joining me is the ever-perceptive and, may I say, exceptionally witty Rita Fox.
Hello. Ready to dive deep again.
We are indeed your hosts for this intensive exploration.
And today, listener, we're synthesizing the sources on a really fascinating creator, author, and screenwriter Tim Northburg. Talk about a wide range of work.
Precisely. We've gathered quite the dossier, personal history, professional, let's say, vicissitudes, and this remarkably extensive catalog. Our mission for you today
is to figure out how it all fits together.
Exactly. How do life's pressures, sales jobs, serious grief fuel both these, very practical self-help books and these huge sci-fi and fantasy epics? It's a study in creative, duality.
It really is. You look at the sources and you wonder, is the fantasy stuff maybe the escape valve for the super structured mindset in his nonfiction? Or do they feed each other?
A compelling question.
And look, before we get lost in the weeds here, we absolutely encourage you, the listener, to see this for yourself. Go find Tim Northburg's websites.
Yes, an immediate call to action.
Definitely. You need to check out the sheer variety of his books. Fiction, nonfiction, they're all there. Go browse, maybe make a purchase. You'll see what we mean.
All right, let's begin at the genesis, the origins of the storyteller. Sources say his early love for books was, pretty standard. Reading before bed.
You know, the classics. Peter Pan, Narnia, The Hobbit. Good stuff. Clearly wired for adventure from the start.
But the shift, the real turning point from just enjoying stories to actually needing to write them, that came from tragedy.
Yeah, this was his senior year in high school. He was in a creative writing class, apparently with his best friend, Corey.
And then, the sources detail, Corey tragically took his own life.
Awful. Just awful.
That moment, seeing the empty seat next to him in class, it became this epiphany, a catalyst.
He spent the rest of that semester just writing about their friendship, didn't he? Using the writing to sort of process it all.
He connected writing, for the first time, directly to emotion, excitement, and passion, as the sources quote. A profound lesson in what stories can do.
And you see that thread of resilience starting early. The sources mention him growing up an army brat.
Constantly moving, adapting.
Yeah, new schools, parents' divorce.
Yeah.
It builds a certain inner toughness, wouldn't you say? A knack for reinventing yourself.
Which is absolutely crucial for any creative endeavor, let alone life itself.
Yeah.
And that toughness, that resilience, it wasn't just theoretical. He got put to the test.
Oh boy, did it. 2009, the economic crash.
He'd been a sales manager at a Saturn dealership for, 11 years?
11 years. Then GM gets restructured, Saturn gets the axe, and poof, job gone. Major financial stress.
A brutal situation.
But this is where it gets kind of wonderful in a strange way. Right out of that stress, he started journaling, trying to cope.
Looking for symbols, inspiration.
Yeah, like in those motivational books, Rhinoceros Success, that kind of thing. He needed a symbol for joy, for playfulness, to counteract all the pressure.
And he found it where?
At the Denver Aquarium. Watching river otters just playing. Pure, unadulterated joy.
The perfect antithesis, wouldn't you say, to the gloom of the recession?
Totally. So otters became his symbol for finding happiness, for being tenacious even when things are rough. And that, you guessed it, led to the novel Otterosity.
And the companion Otterosity, Field Guide, a rather whimsical origin story.
But here's the kicker. The sources are clear. Even with the cute title, the novel itself deals with really heavy stuff.
Job loss, money problems.
Even thoughts of suicide. Stemming from that kind of financial devastation. It's a perfect example of him using a sort of lighter frame to explore some pretty dark human territory.
It truly demonstrates that blend we see recurring, the motivational impulse fused with deep emotional reality. Which brings us neatly to his dual-track catalog.
Okay, let's break it down. Track A, motivational mindset.
Stemming directly from the trenches, as it were, his long career in sales management since 2001.
Right, so this isn't just theory he read somewhere. This is stuff forged on the sales floor dealing with targets and teams.
And it coalesces around this philosophy of, meticulous goal setting. That's his goal-setting trilogy. Decide on it. Realize it.
And the workbooks that go with them, very practical.
The sources trace this back, interestingly, to advice from his high school swim coach.
And those goal-setting drills common in the car business. Makes sense. Structure and discipline.
But it's a holistic structure, isn't it?
Yeah.
He focuses on 8 core life areas.
Yeah, mind, body, money, work, social relationships, belief, family, the whole picture. Success isn't just one thing.
And the way he frames these ideas often involves these wonderfully idiosyncratic analogies. The Antergy mindset, for instance.
Ah, yes. Channeling the ant, their energy, their resilience, how they work together. It's memorable, you have to admit.
Or what about sales as mashed potatoes?
Oh, I love that one. It's so grounded. It's like, forget the glamour. Sales is often just digging in the dirt, being persistent, doing the hard yards before you get the reward.
The mashed potatoes payoff.
Yeah.
It undercuts any get-rich-quick fantasies.
Yeah.
Very pragmatic.
And then there are the management guides. Boss manager, buddy manager, or leader. That's a key question.
And the concept of manage last. Prioritizing the team's needs first. Flipping the pyramid.
Okay, so if any of that pragmatic, real-world strategy stuff grabs you, and honestly, who couldn't use some solid goal-setting or management advice, this is probably a good moment to remind you.
Indeed. Go find Tim Northburg's guidebooks. His nonfiction offers tangible strategies for business, for personal growth. It's all readily available on his websites. A worthwhile investment.
Definitely check those out. Okay, sharp pivot now.
To track B, the imaginative core. How does the goal-setting guru also conjure up these vast fantasy realms?
Maybe it's the necessary balance, like you need the escape to keep the structure from becoming too rigid.
A plausible theory. His longest-running project is the Artifacts of Merlin Saga.
An 8-book series, developed over 8 years, starting way back in 2004. That's commitment.
Following Merlin's grandson, Zebulon Finnegan, on a quest. Classic fantasy trope, but clearly with depth.
And there's world building supporting it, like the prequel, the Decnalab Codex, setting up the mythology.
The Prophecy of Rye, leading into Zebulon Quest, Book 1. It's a whole universe.
But what I find really cool is how even his fiction sometimes solves a real-world problem, like Autorosity helped him process stress. Remember the Fletcher Barn?
Ah, yes, the hybrid novel, graphic novel. Tell us about that motivation.
It came straight from kids, elementary school boys asking him, where are the pictures in his books?
Ah, direct market feedback.
Totally. So, inspired by things like Hugo Cabret, he thought, okay, let's tackle reading reluctance head on.
Combine shorter chapters, keep the pace moving, but pair it with these engaging graphic illustrations. Kjell Johnson did the art right.
Yep, so it grabs those reluctant readers, keeps them turning pages. It's a smart blend of visual and text.
Solving a problem creatively. Now, from fantasy and middle grade to the cosmos, let's talk sci-fi. His new novel, EXHIBITANT.
Which started life as a screenplay, interestingly.
And asks a rather profound, almost existential query.
Huge. Is humanity just an exhibit? Like, are we in some cosmic zoo for higher beings?
Could Earth be a deliberate seed colony, planted and watched? It's high-concept stuff.
It definitely feels like a confluence of influences. You get hints of Walter Mitty's journey, the isolation of Castaway.
The wonder of contact, the scale of Interstellar.
Right. And it follows the zookeeper, Alex Mills, who ends up on this alien ark, the Tellurian. Sounds like a wild ride.
It taps into those big what-is questions about our place in the universe. Fascinating. But he doesn't just create new worlds. He also mines wisdom from the old ones.
Yeah, his work with classic poetry, taking these foundational texts and making them accessible for today.
Like with Desiderata, that famous poem often framed on walls. It was in his mother's home, the sources say.
And he turned it into Desiderata Things Desire, breaking down Max Ehrmann's advice line by line for modern life.
He did something similar for Rudyard Kipling's I.F., that 1895 pillar of stoicism and character.
Which can feel a bit dense or old-fashioned now, maybe?
Precisely. So he translates its principles, resilience, integrity, into language and context that resonate today, making self-mastery feel achievable.
It all seems to flow together, doesn't it? The writing, the teaching, the storytelling, which leads naturally to his screenwriting.
Another parallel track, started around 2015.
Yeah.
And again, The Range.
Seriously. A romantic musical, that sci-fi drama we mentioned, EXHIBITANT, a female-led Western. The Vengeance of Eleanor Dumont. Sounds intense.
Plus a TV dramedy pilot. He's clearly comfortable across genres and formats.
And getting recognition, too. Placing well in big contests like Page International, the Inroads Fellowship. That's not easy. It shows serious craft.
He truly operates across the creative spectrum, from personal development to Hollywood pitches.
So if we try to synthesize all this for you, listener, what do the sources reveal? I think it shows an author whose work really stems from personal necessity.
Necessity as the mother of invention, quite literally.
Yeah. Whether it's processing grief, like with his friend Corey, or navigating financial disaster, like with Autorosity, or just finding new ways to get kids excited about reading, the writing seems to be his tool for coping and creating.
And that very necessity It produces this striking juxtaposition, doesn't it? You have the author meticulously outlining 8 life areas for success,
Super practical, step by step.
sitting right alongside the author who's sending heroes after magical artifacts or trapping zookeepers on alien arcs.
So the final thought we want to leave you with is this. Why do we need both? Why do humans crave both the concrete, actionable plan and the completely unbounded, fantastical escape?
Is the structure what frees us up to imagine? Or is the imagination what fuels the drive for structure?
Maybe that duality isn't a conflict at all. Maybe having both is actually the blueprint for a, well, fully lived life. Something to ponder.
We certainly believe exploring that duality is worthwhile. And if this deep dive into Tim Northburg's incredibly varied work, his sci-fi, his fantasy, his nonfiction guides, his poetry interpretations has piqued your interest,
Then now is the time. Seriously, go explore.
find his extensive catalog. It's all there on his official websites. Look him up on social media too, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Goodreads, Amazon Author Central.
There's so much to discover. Pick up a book, fiction or nonfiction. See where it takes you.
You won't be disappointed by the breadth and depth. Make that purchase today. Thank you for joining us on this exploration.
It's been fun. I'm Rita Fox.
And I am Robert Simmons. See you next time for another deep dive on Discover U Radio's Discussions.